Pema Chodron writes, "We think that the point is to pass the test or overcome the problem. But the truth is that things don't really get solved. They come together and then they fall apart. Then they come together again and fall apart again. It's just like that. The healing comes from letting there be room for all of this to happen. Room for the grief, the relief, the misery, and for the joy." Welcome back to day 6 of the 7 nights of sleep. Fear and uncertainty is a natural part of life. Unfortunately, to a degree, we can't control the external events that happen to ourselves, our loved ones, and the world around us. What we can control is how we choose to react to these external events. We can let them disempower us, or we can let them empower us. The choice is up to us. If we allow ourselves to fall victim to these events, they will disempower us, which in turn will not only affect the quality of our sleep, but will also create stress, anxiety, overwhelm, and can cripple our ability to live a happy and peaceful life. For most of us, uncertainty is what makes life hard. As much as we would like to know, to control, and to plan every aspect of our lives so that it all works out in a way that creates more security and ease, this is just not possible. For life will always be changing, and therefore always uncertain. We never really know what is coming next, and sometimes the best and most courageous thing that we can do is to just put one foot in front of the other and just keep breathing through it all. Life is always moving. Every thought, feeling, and moment is quickly changing and evolving into the next. In the moment, when something feels difficult, scary, or painful, it seems like it will never pass. But like all things in life, nothing ever lasts forever, not even the pain. In today's practice, we are going to discuss the importance of making peace with uncertainty by mindfully staying present with the pain and fear, by choosing to actively turn towards the difficulties that we face. To become strong enough to navigate through the tough times, we must be willing to move forward by allowing ourselves to feel and balance both the pain and happiness in our own hearts. In order to do this, we must allow our hearts to open up so that we can feel the full intensity of all the suffering, as opposed to drowning out the pain with numbness, denial, anger, addiction, and so forth. If we are willing to feel fully and acknowledge the truth of pain, suffering, and injustice in life, but at the same time not be drowned in it, we will experience balance and completeness within. When we choose to ignore, deny, or numb ourselves to situations and moments that are difficult, then ultimately we create more suffering for ourselves. If we numb, hide, or run away from difficult times, then the emotions will build within. This then creates emotional turmoil within, where we start living life in a reactive state, where it doesn't take much to set off our emotions. The more willing we are to allow ourselves to invite within uncertainty and pain, the more that we are able to feel it, surrender to it, and then simply let it go. When we are willing to feel our pain, discomfort, and uncertainty at full throttle, we then also have the power to turn our experience into something that brings comfort, healing, and love to another in need. It's an opportunity to step into our purpose and become of service to the world around us. The pain that we allow in our heart often turns out to become one of our greatest teachers, playing a part in helping us do the work that we are destined to do. Through our pain, we can bring truth, love, and beauty to the surface. We can become instruments of peace and love by sharing our heart through our art, our music, our writing, our kindness, our joy, our brilliance, our sheer passion for life, and our ability to tell our own stories. Stories that are different from the ones that we're currently being sold. Feelings of loss, suffering, and hurt can make for a painful journey. However, when we feel our hearts becoming heavy, we must always remind ourselves of the eternal truth that whatever the problem, no matter how unjust, that love is always the answer. As the 16th century Christian mystic known as Saint John of the Cross once reminded his followers, "Where there is no love, put love, and you will find love." This is the message of all of our great spiritual masters. Spiritual masters who taught that enlightenment does not bring love, but rather love itself is what brings enlightenment and an end of all suffering. For me personally, each time that I open myself up to bear witness to something painful or unjust, I commit to bringing light to these dark places. It is what I humbly attempt to live each and every day. I have learnt along my journey that where we find hatred, fear, and pain, we must infuse love. For this is the only way to heal all that is suffering in ourselves and within the world. A great man once said, "Be a lotus," which means no matter how ugly, how evil, and how sinful everyone around you might become, do not allow yourself to be stained. A lotus remains beautiful, even as it lingers in the filthy waters of the pond. Don't be contaminated. Do not be influenced by worthless means. Remain radiant amongst the shadows of darkness. Be a lotus. It has to start with one to fill the pond with more. Don't let uncertainty, fear, pain, or injustice disempower you or outrage you. Instead of focusing on the negative problem, focus on the positive solution. For what you focus on grows and gets bigger. The only answer to so much darkness is to bring the light. As Saint Francis of Assisi reminded us, where there is darkness, let me bring light. By actively choosing to free ourselves from the suffering that manifests within ourselves, in others, in relationships, groups, institutions, and social systems, we step into the light and we become the change that we want to see in the world. For it is love, forgiveness, compassion, and unity that will ultimately end suffering and bring about inner peace, progressive change, and a new world order. In today's practice, we are going to do a healing meditation that focuses on making peace with discomfort and uncertainty within. A meditation that hopefully lightens you up a little more, so the light within you can shine just a little brighter. Let's start today's practice by finding a comfortable position. Rest your hands softly by your side or in your lap. Feel yourself relaxing, allowing your body to sink deeper and deeper into the ground below you. Take a few full, deep breaths. Invite the mind and body to relax. Taking another deep breath to ease you into this moment. Allow your breath to return to its soft, natural rhythm. Feel your body rise and fall with each breath. Take a moment to bring your awareness to something difficult that you are going through. It is best to practice with the smaller discomforts first, before moving on to the more difficult. Now take some time to recognize your desire to push away the difficulty and uncertainty. If you have some unsettling emotions arise, allow them to rise, knowing that you are safe within your breath. Visualize a figure of compassion and strength, something that feels loving and kind. It may be a fluffy white cloud of compassion, a pink healing light, a grandmotherly figure, an animal that has passed, a spirit guide, and so forth. Allow this comforting figure to surround you, blanketing you in love, acceptance, and security. You are being held. You are safe. Now turn towards your discomfort. Invite the emotion and thoughts to rise strong within. And as they rise, just breathe deeply. Feel this presence of love and light holding you, comforting you, being with you. You are supported. Listen as it speaks kindly to you. It says, "It will be okay. You are okay. You are lovable. You are enough. You are not alone. We will get through this together." Allow any loving and kind statements that come up within to simply rise and be. Listen to the kind words. Listen to the support and wisdom. Listen for as long as you need until your mind and body can soothe and slow down. If you notice that your emotions intensify and you feel like you want to run from them, stay with your breath. Stay with the loving presence that surrounds you. Stay with the emotion. Returning to the breath. On your next inhale, remind yourself, I am here. I am now. All that I need is within me. All that I need comes to me. We have a natural human tendency to resist anything that is hard, uncomfortable, or painful. When we deny the pain, suffering, and uncertainty, when we refuse to feel the uncomfortable emotions that arise, by trying to block, numb, or distract ourselves with something else, we ultimately create more suffering within. Life itself is designed to be unpredictable and uncertain. It is not natural that we have total control on all that happens. The only control that we have is how we choose to react. The more that you train your mind to be open and accepting to all that is, the easier it will become to deal with hardships and tough times. A combination of mindfulness, meditation, gratitude, and mindful breathing can help train you to become more resilient over time. Uncertainty, fear, and pain is like a dragon. The more you try to push it away, the hotter fire it breathes at you. Next time your dragon comes knocking at your door, instead of shutting the curtains and barricading the doors, choose to just invite it in, allowing yourself to soften a little, letting go of your need to control the outcome, and letting go of the desire to make unpleasant feelings go away. Choose to become present by leaning into feelings of vulnerability, discomfort, pain, and uncertainty, with the knowledge that you are not alone, that this is the natural law of life, and that eventually all discomfort, pain, and uncertainty felt within will in time pass. We all endure hard times and moments of uncertainty. Whether you are devastated by the loss of a loved one, financial hardship, health concerns, personal heartbreak, daily stresses of modern life, or any other form of troubled times, remind yourself that life is a blend of good and bad, tragic and joyous, sick and healthy. It's simply a buffet of mixed experiences and emotions. When the world hands you heartache, slips war and hatred under your door, and offers you handouts of cynicism and defeat. Refuse to be hardened by the unjust acts of the world or the disappointments that you face. Choose to shine a light through the pain by choosing love over hate. Keep reminding yourself that amongst all the bad, there is still hope and beauty that can be found. And it's just that you may have to open your heart, mind, and eyes just a little wider. We could all crawl into a dark hole and shut ourselves off from the rest of the world after tragic things happen to us. Or we could bury our pain with cynicism and view the world through eyes of bitterness. But I beg you not to do that, for you deserve better. And with the current state of world affairs, there has never been a more crucial time where the world desperately needs your light. So next time uncertainty arises, allow your gentle warrior heart to rise strong. Refuse to bow to bitterness, self-pity, denial, hatred, and anger. Instead, accept the challenge to experience the discomfort at full throttle, knowing deep within that life was never meant to be fair, easy, or understood. Remind yourself that nothing lasts forever, knowing that the more willing you are to accept uncertainty and discomfort as a natural part of life, the more grounded, resilient, wiser, and open-hearted you will become. For these are the gifts of uncertainty. Allow your gentle warrior heart to simply soften and expand. Let your heart become a torchlight by turning all your pain and suffering into love, light, and a beacon of hope and a guiding light for others. Help brighten the dark corners of the world by shining a light on the path that leads to love and hope, making it easier for all the seekers and those in desperate need to find the path back home. Most importantly, when life gets tough, the road gets dark, and you feel you're starting to lose your way, just trust deep within that everything you need resides within you, including all the strength, wisdom, and resilience that you need to navigate the dark paths of uncertainty. For your strength and resilience, it has no limits or boundaries, and you are far, far stronger than you ever know. And it is with this inner knowing, inner trust, and open heart that sleep and inner peace comes more easily. Connecting to your breath. Bring your awareness to the room. Bring your awareness to the noises that surround you. And before we finish, I want to leave you with a beautiful quote from Baal Shem Tov. The quote goes, "Let me fall if I must, for the one I will become will catch me." And when you're ready, just wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. And gently, in your own time, open your eyes. So thank you for joining me for day 6. I hope you enjoyed today's audio. I look forward to reconnecting with you again tomorrow for our final audio, which will be on surrendering, allowing, and finding peace within. So until then, sleep well and sweet dreams.